everybody. Happy fucking Wednesday. It is Christy Unleashed, and I am your host, Christy Miller. And we have a really fucked up normal show for you this week, darling. Hello. This week we have a really super special guest. This man I've known, and the jury's still out on that. I've known him for I've known him for a really long time, and it's impossible that I've known him over 20 years and we're both still 18. Uh,
It's a miracle.
yeah, you with a mattress strapped to his back. But in the recent times, you can listen to all his amazing music, and he has a new single out called "Stay," which is streaming and downloadable on every platform prostitution is sold. And the music video the music video is out on his OnlyFans account with the naughty parts. Oh, I believe me, I'm jerked off. I've spent $85. Um, and if you're politically correct and scared and covered in cancel culture, you cunts, you can watch the edited PG-13 on YouTube. And so, with no further ado, I want you to welcome my very dear friend, Colton Ford.
Hi. Just wanted to confirm the whole uncertainty about my masculinity.
Still not certain.
Well, then I'm doing my job. Confusion is my middle name. Don't ask me my last one.
I can't spell. Oh, honey, I love you so much. Thanks for being on the show this week.
Well, I adore you too. You don't have to give love back. Since what, 1998?
Something like that, yeah.
At the watering hole for anybody that's gay or wants to be, which is Gold's Gym, West Hollywood.
Where all the bottoms go to top.
Exactly. Because to hear everyone tell it, there's no bottoms there. They're all tops. But then you connect with them and you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Honey, you're only a top when you're sitting on it.
Right? Flip over. I remember you.
The biggest top, the only top in that gym was Karen Genderless.
Oh, okay. Please. How about that dude that would wear those dolphin shorts with his junk hanging out?
Oh.
Yeah. That was hashtag inspiration. I mean, if nothing else would keep you motivated.
Motivated to hurry up and get your workout done and run.
Get the fuck out of there.
I remember this guy, before we get started, there was this guy, Greg, not Piancentini. We used to call him Shorty Shorts. I love him. There's this other guy, Greg, I think his name was Greg Eagle or something like that. I was on this one machine, and he was sitting on the butterfly machine, and he had on like long shorts and sneakers and like a guinea tee, and his cock was hanging out of his shorts, and they were long shorts. I was pretty impressed. So I finished my set, took a swig of water, and I noticed his cock hanging out, and I walked up, didn't know him. This is how I met him. I walk up to him and I go, excuse me, your cock's hanging out. And I went back and did my next set. He laughed so fucking hard. He goes, I don't know who you are, but we are now best friends because you were so casual about my dick hanging out of my shorts.
Well,
that didn't faze me,
and that was the thing too. And honestly, I mean, I did my spandex leggings. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you think I talk to you?
But you remember? Do you remember Tim? My sister Tim Wood with the big dragon tattoo.
Yes,
on his
Tim.
back,
yes.
like 1,000 and 270 million pounds, all muscle,
all bottom.
And we were talking. Well, I'd say 30-70, 70 bottom, 30 top.
I was gonna say.
So I'll never forget. He and I were talking. I was facing him and he was facing me, and the mirror was behind me, and I'm talking to him, right? And all of a sudden he gets distracted, like, hey, where'd you go? And then he started cracking up. I was like, what happened? He said, I saw these two really hot guys and I realized it was us. And that is Gold's Gym, West Hollywood, folks.
So the gym where you jerk off to your own reflection. Thank you.
Oh, good
Oh
times.
God, so
Good
much fun.
times.
I miss that gym. You
I
know,
do
them
too.
same fags there are still in the same conversations.
Honey, with strollers, and they've got their bladder.
Honey,
It's perfect.
they have strollers for their balls that are sagging down to the floor because they're 100. Hey,
Well, when they put that AstroTurf in, that
yeah.
whole corner, I
Oh,
was like, okay, we got to
yeah.
go.
It's time to leave.
We got to go. We're entering a park now, and
Speaking
not
of
even a real one.
right, well, speaking of sex in the park and the bushes, should we kick this show off?
Yeah, for sure. It's a perfect segue.
Yes, I'm
We
thinking
have
we
so
need
many
a
people to
segue.
talk about.
I know there's so much trash stuff this week to live. All right, folks, it is time to pour the celebrity. All right, darling, let's pour this fucking tea, shall we?
Yeah, I don't have a teacup, but I'm
Well,
virtually.
are you jerking somebody off virtually, or is that?
Yeah, no, me.
Oh yeah.
You know my reputation.
Oh, I know. Singing it. Count me out. You seen her. Yes, with 7 other guys. And I'm like, great, that's 8 men I'll never get to fuck. All right, speaking of
Oh.
girls who've been gangbanged and plowed, Kim Kardashian's in the news this week.
Again?
In the news or plowed?
Both. Don't they kind of go hand in hand?
Hand in hand or ass to mouth.
Okay. Oh.
Anyway,
I need one of those.
you do. I need to get you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That's your improv.
Yeah, but it's not as
It works,
effective.
but it works. It's
No, I'll go like this and then I'll sign it.
FANN.
SH. Oh, forget it.
You can't spell. You're pretty.
SH. Forgot it.
Okay.
I took it in college. Okay.
Anyway, speaking of smarter bitches, so Martha Stewart turns out is a huge fan of Kim Kardashian Skims shapewear.
So has she tried them on yet?
Yeah, she wears them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shocker.
Well, you know, she loves black men and she wears Skims. I mean, she could be. I mean, I think she's the OG Kim Kardashian. Like, she's like the OG. Remember the picture of her in the pool when she came out of the
Yes.
pool and she's like,
Yes, yes, yes. And she likes those baked goods with the surprise in the side. So
cannabis?
when she takes
Cannabis? I hardly know it.
when she takes off whatever is binding her, it's going to be a
Oh,
surprise.
oh, it's kind of like, and you
And
say
it
something
rises.
loud and it,
Yeah, and it pops. Yeah. I think it's
she
kind of a
looks
lost.
either, she's either tall or she looks like a flattened chef hat when she takes them.
I think it's a lost cause, but God bless her for trying.
You know, everybody wants to be Kim K, is all I'm saying. 'Cause she's hot.
Well, yeah, yeah, she
But
is.
poor Kim K, though. I mean, she says Kim Kardashian admits that this year has been challenging.
For
Really? With your
for who?
with your big, pretty, rich ass, really? Dude, this is your best year. You got rid of Kanye.
Exactly. And she's quarantining in what, a 50,000 square foot home. I mean,
With other homes on the lot that she could go to.
yeah, yeah, that's a struggle.
It is. The
That is
struggle
a
is real when
struggle.
you have a, 5,000 square foot walk-in closet.
Well, hey, you know what? That's cramped.
Yeah, it's small for me.
That is really crampy,
What's
you know?
wider, her closet or her vagina? Hey.
It's a huge competition. They're
See,
fighting with each other every day. Stretch it out.
squeeze, release. Poor thing. She's, her public split. I can't. These stars. It's such a challenging year. Fuck you, bitch. try depending on the fact that you're waiting for all these stimulus checks just so you can pay your phone bill. You fucking pretty fucking cunts.
Yeah, no, they were struggling having parties and
Going to Hawaii, yeah, going to
going on
Hawaii for a 40th
trips, and
birthday party, yeah,
I
buying
mean
houses,
it's all relative. Boo-hoo.
yeah,
Boo-hoo, you poor
oh,
thing. I
you know,
know. What a
having new
struggle.
makeup launches with your, like new palette launches with your fucking brand. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
poor baby
and maximizing the effects of people staying at home by getting into their homes and selling them all this kind of
products.
stuff
Yeah,
that they really don't need because they're not going out.
yeah. Some of them are kids. Some of them shouldn't have went out before. Speaking of homebound and should never leave the house, Courtney Love. Remember her?
What? Yeah, what is up with her?
She says I weighed 97 pounds and almost died from anemia this summer.
What again?
Today? Courtney, don't jump. Don't jump.
Isn't that heroin chic anyway? Isn't that been
Yeah.
kind of like her thing?
Yes, that's so
Yeah.
heroin. She said she's in a lot of pain, and I wouldn't be surprised. And that's why people do drugs. But the thing is, she's like, she's been sad and extremely sick this whole time, and everybody's just going after her drug addictions. And she finally found a pain doctor that gave her CBD oil.
Well,
After
the
all the
thing,
heroin and crack and everything else, you think
here's the
CBD
thing.
oil from
Yeah.
Whole Foods is going to help you?
Yeah. The thing that kind of is speaking very loudly is she's kind of going to the wrong place to resolve her pain.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the pain is coming from someplace inside, emotional and what have you, she's going to these quick fixes to take her out of thinking about it, but they rush her back in when the high goes down. Then she's got to get high again. I mean,
It
that's
sounds
a tug
very
of
like
war with addiction.
it sounds like Al Pacino and Godfather. Once I was out, they pull me back in.
Exactly, and that's what happens if you aren't staying consistent with your personal work. But now she's going to marijuana,
Yeah, she went to Tommy Chong.
which is
Well, she credits Woody Harrelson for getting her into CBD oil.
oh well. I mean, thanks, Woody. It's
Doctor
not like
Doctor Harrison, Doctor
yeah,
Harrison to the OER, please.
it's not like the benefits have been blasted all over the place
Yeah,
for
not like
years.
yeah, it's not yeah, yeah, girl. I will
But
say this though, I'm a very huge, believe it or not, I'm a huge Courtney Love fan. Like I love her music. I don't want her. This is sick. I don't want her to get better because her music is so fucking good that when she's healthy, it's not as great.
well, she definitely puts it all out there in her art. Let's
She
put it
is
that way.
everything. That's
Yeah.
she her. I love everything. She's like one of my favorites.
It's licensed to be wild and crazy,
Yeah,
you know.
poor
But, if you're looking to escape the pain, try something different. Maybe doing something different will get you a different result.
haven't got.
No, no, no.
Actually, I have time for the pain, you fucking assholes.
I've had the last 50 years of my life, or
Yeah,
however old she is.
it's
Maybe
whatever.
I just aged her.
Oh, honey, you didn't age her. Heroin did.
Okay, calling it like it is.
Yeah. Speaking of old prostitutes,
Oh,
Hugh Grant
oh Lord.
is in the news. You're saying why he cheated on Elizabeth Hurley with prostitute Divine Brown.
And what was the reason?
Do we really need to know why? We do.
Well,
Is
I
it
would
the
love to
feds?
have I would love to see where he went in his need to blame, as opposed to just accepting the fact that, you know, he
Oh
had
no.
an urge and he went for it.
Yeah. Oh, he owns it in this article. Instead of like blaming Hollywood, like, well, the dick wasn't gonna suck itself, you know. Instead of that old
I'm
excuse.
not that gifted.
Yeah, I'm not that flexible. I'm not hung like Ron Jeremy. I can't suck my dick. And Divine just happened to be standing on Sunset and Gardner, minding
So
her
convenient.
business. Yeah.
It's so convenient.
Oh, just the
You
time.
can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, you can suck it.
Well,
You can't lead a horse to a cock and suck it. and make him
Uh,
suck it. Is that it?
yeah, something like
It's
that.
like it was fate. But he actually admitted that he was in a really bad frame of mind. And his movie 9 months had just come out, and that everybody in it was great, and he was terrible. He goes, I couldn't believe how bad I was, and I was feeling low, so I pulled over and got a Hummer from a hot black prostitute for $60.
Mm.
For $60, he ruined his relationship with the gorgeous Elizabeth Hurley.
And he could have just gone to Starbucks and got a latte.
Or he could have just had a gay guy jerk him off in the parking lot. Gays don't tell.
But wait a minute.
They brag.
I wonder what he does when he thinks he's amazing in a film. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you know what he does?
That's
You
some
know what,
bullshit.
yeah.
That's some bullshit.
You know what he does when he thinks he's amazing in film? He
What?
sucks a black prostitute's dick. He tops her. Hey, you top her. You brought her.
And I'm sure he swallows. Okay. Um,
Oh, when the buses, when the boys returned, the campus. Well, I don't even know. I was trying to be funny and I failed.
no, but we still laughed. We still laughed. Don't do it. No, but I mean, this
I'm
is what I'm.
jumping.
This is a, yeah. Go to the high part. Wait, where's mine? Mine's. But that's what I mean. It's an excuse. Like you felt bad because you thought you sucked in a movie, so you went
Got
and
sucked.
got sucked. I mean that as opposed to just saying,
I
you
sucked.
know, this is an urge that I had that I couldn't control.
Well,
I
instead
mean,
of just sitting in your feelings and feeling them, like I sucked, I feel like shit. But people like they smoke cigarettes, they hire hot black prostitutes, they, suck the bathroom, or on the gym floor,
well, it's a quick
or they
fix.
come on this show.
Listen, don't tell people while I'm here.
Oh,
But it's another quick fix. It's
yeah,
another way to
totally.
escape
Yeah, it's like a
because
cigarette.
you don't ever get away from the feelings. They come back after the climax or after the high that you're getting.
Yep, this is your feelings like this after you climax.
Where'd you go? I like this. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm great. I'm fabulous.
But you know what though? He got off easy. It was just a $60 Hummer from a hot black prostitute in West Hollywood. At least he's not one of Army Hammer's bitches.
Honey, I mean, what did they have for dinner?
Uh, each other. Oh, I had a breast and a leg
It gives
from
you
a chicken.
a
No.
whole new meaning. Like I'm gonna eat you out, baby.
Yeah. Eating pussy has a whole new meaning. Yes. Well, speaking of Army Hammer, because he's just been seen dining out with a mystery blonde and came, because he lives in the Cayman Islands.
Well, that's
And
where he grew up, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
so he sold his house and moved out in the middle of the night, which we reported last uh Christy Unleashed. But I think it's funny how they say this mystery blonde. I hope they have a GPS on this bitch. I hope
Well,
that someone knows her name and knows it can track her, because this bitch is gonna end up missing just like that blonde bitch in Aruba. You know what I mean? Like, and with
yeah.
missing body parts. This.
Well, and the reality of it is that we don't know until we know. But let's take into fact that he left in the dark of night, like so, like some. It's like
It's like, let me get
just the head. Yeah.
this is
And you know
Hummer.
what? I have to say that I think you told me, and I was really upset because I think he's such a hot man.
Oh,
And I was like,
why are the hot ones always cannibals? That's what I want to. What the fuck, dude? Like, all the hot ones are fucked up. It's so
well,
weird.
it's more it's he grew up in a very affluent environment.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been given so many gifts, physical gifts. He's
Yep.
gorgeous. He's like 7 foot,
Everything.
everything, and a big, huge star, and Hollywood actor. I mean, wow, talk about getting a lot of gifts. So the likelihood that he's maybe getting into bed with his demons and maybe talking to a therapist is probably really, really small.
Getting into bed with his demons, honey. He's taking him to the kitchen and sauteing him. Fucking the bed.
With a fork and knife.
Right? He's a little rotisserie.
Little
Sweetie.
marinade, a little marinade.
Hey, what goes with feet? Is that a Chianti or a Chardonnay? Like, what do you serve with feet?
I think white. I think white wine.
That's always,
White wine.
why is it always white? You know,
I don't know. I don't know.
why can't
Again.
why can't be black wine? You know,
uh
is
yeah, it's
Army
a
Hammer?
trippy
Yeah,
that's a trippy fetish,
yeah.
if you want to
Army,
call it a fetish. I call it
I
something
call it a sick
much more,
fetish.
the silence of the lambs, let's put
It's
it
not
that
a
way.
fetish. A fetish is something you jerk off to. This is a
Well, but some people, that's what I'm saying. That turns them on, I guess, if it's true.
girl. You know it's true.
True.
Ooh,
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 ooh, I
ooh.
hate you.
I ate you. Yeah.
Army Hammer has trumped every crazy Hollywood actor. I mean, right now, Charlie Sheen somewhere sitting here going, "Woo,
Yeah, he is
I
winning
can
right
relax."
now.
Hashtag one, not winning. Hashtag one. Charlie Sheen is like tame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Just when you think it's like, wow, that's really bad. Oh, here comes Army Hammer.
Yeah, it's and I read that his friends are saying that this is not who he is and all this kind of good stuff,
They're
but
just trying to cover. You know how bros are.
it's a slippery slope, and it's a crazy dynamic.
And
That's some crazy shit. Let's just
yeah,
put it that way.
well, Charlie Sheen, I don't know if you remember this actress, Soleil Fry. I can't even say it normal.
Oh
She
yeah.
was Punky Brewster.
Yeah.
Uh, her first love, like her first celebrity crush, was Charlie Sheen. So she always saw Charlie Sheen as her Mr. Big from Sex of the City. But did he marry you, sweetie, and leave you at the library with a fucking bird on your head? Shut up.
She was over the moon about him.
Hey-oh.
Yeah.
Soleil Moon Fry.
Yeah, and why come out now? It's like,
You know
we aren't
why?
hearing much about you, so I
Yeah.
guess maybe that's the way to get
Well,
some
the pandemic brings out a lot of weird things.
it does.
A
It
lot of
does.
bored people.
Yeah.
And she's bored out of her skull. Well, apparently they did some documentary about child stars in Hollywood, and she was one of them. And that's where this came from. That they did this it was a documentary back in 1994, but I think there's just something about it. Maybe the sex of this. I don't know why they're bringing it up now, but it was back when. So she said that Charlie Sheen was really nice to her. Yeah, you fucked him for one day. He didn't have time to treat you like shit, you
Yeah.
moron.
Yeah, there wasn't a wealth of
You're
time and history,
you're no Denise Richards.
and you didn't have any kids with him,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
fucked
So,
him. Okay, you
yeah.
didn't marry him and have his kids,
Yeah.
and
And
then
that
take
was
him
earlier
over.
on. That was back
She was
before.
17.
Yeah, and he
He
was
was
in his early
26,
yeah, so
27.
I
Yeah,
don't think he really got into
this
all
doesn't.
that.
These are
Well, maybe
people
he
that
did. It was just quiet.
are. No, I just think that this is people just trying to get relevant again.
Yeah. Yeah, which is not an unusual thing in the
Why do,
business.
why doesn't she do Punky Brewster the remake? It'd be Punky's grown up and she's got a picture of her grandpa on the fucking mantle and rehash it that way, and then have Charlie Sheen come on the show and fuck him. You know what I mean? Like that would I'd
Hey,
watch that.
I would too. I think that's good programming.
Right? Hire me as your fucking public. Speaking of people trying to be relevant again, Happy Day Star says his stay awake spray could have helped Tiger Woods.
I unless he got a bump or two of coke, I don't think there's any help.
Stay awake spray. Is this like Tiger's Blood with Charlie Sheen?
What? Yeah. What is the stay awake spray
Well,
exactly?
apparently Potsy from Happy Days has a
Yeah.
stay awake spray, and his brother is a doctor. It's Dr. Henry Heimlich. Hey, you liquor,
Oh.
you brought her. You know, we used to do that at Gold's Gym Hollywood, but we call it the hind lick. So apparently, Happy Day star Anson Williams and his cousin came up with like a lemon juice spray to spray in your face to stay awake. Isn't that
Oh.
poppers?
Yeah. Well, that'll basically create a dynamic where you won't be able to see for 2 hours.
But I love how Potsy, right? I love how Potsy thinks his Pine Sol spray could have saved Tiger Woods from crashing his car. Really?
Well,
When you're
I mean,
drunk on, you're fucking blasted out of your mind on whiskey, and you think, oh, just spray a little lemon on it. Yeah, that
yeah,
would be
no,
a
I think he's really trying to help, and I commend him
really,
for that. And maybe he missed out that you also need to, take a hit of crystal or something with the
yeah,
citric
coffee.
acid. I don't know. It's like
Yeah, yeah, do a bump.
do
Vince,
a
what happened
bump.
to bumps?
They're
Hey, I
still
got
in.
two little ones. Hey.
They're they're still in, I think. Right?
Well, they should have gave him the tiger. He wouldn't have, you
Oh,
know,
it's Molly that's in. Molly. Maybe he was on Molly
Molly, 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 get your adverbs here. Oh, wrong
and
one.
went down the embankment.
Went down the embankment.
As Molly was going down on him.
That's what they call down on the embankment. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, you got a hole in one. Hey, how did you fit that whole car inside of a hole?
He has a knack of driving cars into shit.
Yeah,
So,
and getting chased by his exes, and with
yeah.
baseball bats to the car and driving into poles.
Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm.
He's a mess, girl. He's a mess.
With tons of money.
Yeah,
Another one with tons of money.
tons of money and a mess. I'd take him,
Yeah, I would too.
right? Go ahead, go crash your car, dear. Just put everything in my name.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
I
see
just
ya.
be sure I'm sitting in the back seat with my seat
Oh,
buckle
fuck
on
that.
when I
I'll be in the house blowing his friends like this, finding out he crashed. Huh? Oh, who's there? Yeah, hold on, who's that? Oh, is that?
And everyone understood everything you
Everything
say.
because I'm blowing a dentist.
Okay, your teeth look fabulous.
A nice smile to come across. Thank
This is
you.
true. This
Hey,
is true.
oh,
That's why they're so bright. Mine
right?
too, right?
Semen. Hey, you see men, I see women, I see everything.
It's good for your skin, it's good for your teeth.
Honey, it's good for your pussy. It's bad for
Yeah.
your ovaries. But anyway,
Well, that's your problem, not
the
mine.
unwanted baby. Speaking of unwanted babies, Mia Farrow says Woody Allen weaponized Suni Previn against her.
That doesn't surprise me.
Duh.
Does not surprise me. That surprise me.
Sweetie, that's your own Pearl Harbor. I'm so getting canceled.
She got bombed. Yeah, that whole thing is he's you know, he may be a genius in one sense, but
He's a sick
genius and
motherfucker.
crazy
No,
can ride the same line,
not
and
when you
that's
go.
some nasty
Listen,
fucking shit.
listen. He went down to the Chinese restaurant in Canal Street and got to go. He got fucking egg roll to go and fucked it and married it. But that's how you get away with it. That's what these people need to learn. Like Woody Allen and even Nick Cage just got married to a 26-year-old Japanese girl because he took his other one, got too old, so he took her back to Japan and got a new one. I mean, these guys marry these young Asians because A, they're submissive, and also B, you marry your fucking victim and you get away with it. Hello?
It's so
Hello, R.
crazy.
Kelly, you should have married all those bitches. You would have got away with it.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. It's so
So
vile, and
disgusting.
and I feel for Mia Farrow. I really do. That and Frank Sinatra, the way he did her. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Mia got fucked by everybody.
she got fucked.
Mia, come
And
over. Let's fuck you.
yeah, yeah, we're not going to do that to you, girl.
No, I love Mia
Promise.
Farrow.
I do
Oh,
too. I do
Rosemary's
too.
Baby, greatest movie ever.
And
And
just
then her husband married Rosemary's Baby.
he saw the baby and he was like, "That's it." No,
he
you know
goes,
what?
he goes, oh, I thought it was Rose Mia's baby. Oh, my bad. But bump.
No, but she always comes across like
I love Mia.
she's a real girl.
Mia
And
is everything. She is
yeah,
a truly amazing woman. Mia, we love you. Hashtag Team Mia.
yes, for real. And I know she's
Seriously.
still trying to have relationships with these kids that he doesn't want to have anything to do.
Nothing to do with her because of him. It's disgusting. I mean, he left pictures of nude pictures of Suni all over the house for her to find. I figured out because of this documentary is I learned that it's Suni and not Soon Yi because I used to call her Soon Yi and I said, "Hey, soon you will be married to Woody Allen and away from your mother." Anyway, bad joke.
Yay!
Ye, hear
Oh, that should have
ye.
been yay. But I
Yo,
mean, that's the thing about these types of situations. For me, that puts a big circle and an X through his talent.
mhm, I'm done. I have
You
no
know,
love, nothing. I'm
it's
dead to him. He's dead to
it's
me.
so abusive and so entitled and so unconscious.
Uh huh.
And then you want to write about, you know, all of this stuff that is, about relationships and people and, day-to-day stuff. And it's like you're not including the stuff that is actually your day-to-day, which
Yeah.
is wrapped up in
Pedophilia.
dysfunction and
Yeah.
pedophilia
Yeah.
and abuse.
Yeah.
And who would turn their children against their mother? I
A
mean, not
sick bastard.
right, right,
A
right.
sick motherfucker.
I ain't down. I don't care who he is.
How is he in bed to Soon Yi? Like, is he later?
Okay, can you
I'm
just
really
hold it?
nervous.
Can you hold it?
You're a
What?
lame.
Let's go.
Oh, speaking of fucking trash, I don't even know what the
Who?
segue is for this.
Who?
Lisa Vanderpump from Vanderpump Rules and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fame
Yeah.
says her restaurant Pump's tax issue stemmed from an unpaid fine. Are you ready? Now she's a multi-millionaire, like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A $250 filing fee.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. She's lying. She's completely lying.
That's
She is because she evaded taxes and all this other shit. Now she's saying it's a fine, but the fucking IRS is listen. Lisa Vander Trump, uh, the queen of the gaslight, a mess, and she's it's like I can't like I
well,
loved her. I the thing is I used to love Lisa.
I did too. But
I
then,
loved her, and then all this dark shit started coming out, and it's like it makes sense now. Why
and
you're
the
so over the top? Why you're
right,
so this?
and then the cracks. I mean, for a while I was there. I was there with her with regard to her English sense of humor. I get that,
Yes.
and I think it's funny.
Oh yeah.
But then there were just too many things that were happening that she knew, and she pretended like, oh, you're such an offense to our friendship, and you hurt me to my soul. And but I think that she is all about the self promotion. I mean, I think
Oh,
whatever she can do to keep herself relevant and out there,
she
she
is.
does.
Yeah, she is. I was Team Lisa LVP. My whole Beverly Hills, my whole Beverly Hills addiction. And then things when she had Vanderpump Rules and all this other shit. I'm like, things are starting to come out that she can't cover up anymore. Like you can only lie and gaslight so much and use
Yeah.
people for so long before all the same story from every person she's fucked with matches and they don't even know their same experiences because they're from different times.
Well, that's the difficulty of doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard to manage numerous lies that you keep on adding to, or that you keep on adding into the equation to keep on top of all that in terms of cohesiveness and consistency, it's near impossible. You got to be a genius, and if they're going to fall prey to lying and disinformation to make it work, then they're not really that smart.
Well, they say,
Okay.
well, just slap a British accent on it and it's great.
No, 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 no.
No,
And she turned really quick too. She started turning
big
really
time.
quick.
Yeah, it's because she couldn't fight it anymore.
Yeah,
And she's done.
yeah.
I loved you, Lisa, but I'm done.
And I'm done with I never was into Vanderpump Rules. I thought the whole thing was just like whatever.
Because it's just a big jerk fest. It's just a big, like, we hire only pretty people to work our restaurant, and we think we're woke because we had a trans girl one season that got fired off right after, and we had one black girl one season that got fired. Like it's just,
Oh, and they want to keep them in their dysfunction. So
yeah,
no
because it
one's
makes
doing
ratings. It's
right,
ratings.
right.
And
No
it's
one.
everybody's at fault with that. Even the no, nobody's innocent. Like, it's all from to the actors wanting to be a part of it. Fuck, I would be a part of it. I would kick everybody's ass on that show. How fun would that be?
Well, the thing about those things, because I did a documentary and I was in the reality show thing for a couple of potential shows that were going to happen. And the bottom line is they can cut whatever story they want. They take so much footage, cut, whatever narrative they really want to,
Yeah, but they also,
maximize.
yeah, and they also tell
And
the
you got to be okay with that.
yeah, they also tell the cast, this one's saying this about you, and they
Right,
start shit, and the other one they're saying, well, she's saying this about you. So they
right.
create these scenarios of pettiness, and they fight, and that's what makes the ratings. And
Yeah,
those issues don't even exist, but
yeah.
they create them so they could get good ratings. That's just how it works. And if just you just got to, like, deal with it. That's just part of it.
Well, it's the conflict
Yeah,
that people are interested in, the drama of it all.
yeah.
Unfortunately, then we look at these shows and we don't see functional relationships and behavior. We see dysfunction and we see them glorified and we see them become big stars. And then it kind of magnifies this whole idea of how not to do a relationship, how not to get what you need in a relationship. Because then the cycle keeps
Oh
repeating
yeah,
and
of
repeating and
course, of
repeating. So
course.
you don't have to tune in every time.
Oh, I
You can
do.
tune in whenever you want. And it's not like you've lost anything.
No,
you know, it's like,
are you kidding? I live for the pettiness. Why do you think I watch it? Why do you think I do this show? This It's petty. I am Tom Petty. I am Petty Smith. Okay, I am Petty Hearst. Okay, I
I,
live for petty.
I used to enjoy it more and check in more. Now I think that the problem is that it's just the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like bring in some new drama. Like if you're gonna do drama, but give us something new, not the same old like drunken stupor. They're throwing drinks, and it's like we've been down this road before. Let's do
Right.
something new,
Well,
like
speak.
maybe some cannibalism. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
Army,
a
are
touch.
you available? Army, are you available? Army Hammer to the White Housewife set, please. Some bitches need to be eaten. But speaking of new and fresh topics,
Yes.
The Talk is a really big. The TV show, The Talk.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Because we don't,
been
there's The Talk.
hearing.
I can't. So, well, The Talk apparently is going on a brief hiatus amid Sharon Osbourne investigation of racism.
I heard that. I
Yeah.
heard that. And I know it stemmed from her defending Pierce Morgan,
Yes.
but then it's coming out from other members of the show,
Yes.
past and,
Other
and
women of
present.
color in the show,
Right.
especially like Cheryl Underwood is on the show. Cheryl Underwood, to me, was one of the funniest uh, female comics back in the 90s and the
Yeah.
2000s. Like, I see this bitch walk into a room and annihilate it.
Mm,
Cheryl
yeah.
Underwood was the coolest bitch on the planet. She don't give a fuck about anything. She's the most easygoing person I've ever known. I love this bitch. And when I found out that the female Wesley Snipes got a talk show, hey Wesley, you got a stand in. Hey, was she your stand in on Tu Wong Fu? Or was that her? But Cheryl Underwood's one of the funniest bitches on the planet. And I was like, yes, Cheryl Underwood going to mainstream because she's so not mainstream or
Yeah.
commercial, but
Yeah.
she's on this show. And then Sharon Osbourne is the matriarch of the show. Well, apparently, for those of you who don't know, Pierce Morgan came out and said some horrible things about Meghan Markle and about the whole racism in the royal family scandal. He walked off the set of Good Morning Britain because he got mad because they questioned him about it.
Like a
And
pussy, like
like
a
a
little
total
pussy.
fucking
Yeah.
wet, limp dick.
Yeah.
Not even a
Sorry about
pussy.
your penis, dude.
Yeah, dude, he walked off like a little bitch.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes, I lost my job because of this racism shit of the royal family. No, you didn't. You walked off and acted like a bitch and wouldn't play. You wouldn't fucking sit there and talk about it because you got upset. Sharon Osbourne defends her friend, Pierce Morgan. Yeah, I stand with you. I'm with you. You're my friend for a long time. And then Cheryl Underwood questions her about it. Are you calling me racist? You shouldn't be crying. I should be crying. You're the one who's attacking me. And I'm like, and Cheryl's like, what the fuck? Is she? I just asked you, about Pierce, and you're gonna go off like I'm not racist.
Mm-mm.
But when people get defensive like that, it usually means one little
Yeah.
thing. It means fuck you, darky.
Yeah.
That's what it
Really
means, basically.
processed.
Yeah,
They have they haven't really processed their shit. And
yeah.
I had heard something about Holly Robinson saying
Holly
that
Robinson Pete said that
Sharon
she's
said something
too
about her
ghetto.
being too ghetto or something,
I'd be like,
which
look,
is
Sharon,
such
your husband is Ozzy Osbourne. He bit the head off a bat. He's probably the walking vaccine for this fucking coronavirus because he ate the head of a bat back in '84. Seriously, you need to, you need to
but
share
that's
his
so
blood.
insulting to say.
Oh, she's disgusting.
That
And
is so insulting,
yeah, like
and Holly Robinson is hot
fucking gorgeous. She hasn't aged a minute.
and beautiful and you came across very accessible and kind and thoughtful. It's like, you know what, you don't do that, and to a coworker too.
Yeah. I say you're too ghetto. You speak what? I would say, bitch, you're too British. You're
Yeah,
too stiff. Your teeth are crooked.
you're too
And
ignorant. You're
yeah,
too ignorant. Let's just put it that way.
yeah,
And your face, you got to stop fucking with your face. Okay.
yeah.
If we want to really go in,